Everybody stand, and we'll say our pledge of allegiance. Flag back over here. Everybody ready? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go ahead and remain standing. Dale.
You bow your heads, please. Your Heavenly Father, Lord, we come before you tonight. We thank you so much for the blessings you've been to us and for watching over us. Allow us to live in the place we live, together in a public place. And we ask you to bless upon the people that make the decisions that affect us and our community. Give us the guidance we need. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, Madam Clerk, if you don't care, can you call the roll, please?
Dennis Barnes.
Here.
Jay O'Gorman.
Here.
Dennis Combs.
Here.
Mike Walker.
Here.
Brian McKinney.
Here.
Chad Patton.
Here. There is a quorum. Do we have anybody sign in?
No, sir.
Okay, no public comments. So we'll go ahead and go on to the clerk's report of the meeting minutes of last meeting. Any questions on the meeting minutes? Do I have a motion to accept? Motion made by JL, second by Dennis. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Next is bills submitted for payment. Any questions on the bills to be paid? And we do have one here. Buddy. This is a bill through Greens Addis, and basically this is a bill for the MDT software type deal.
It's actually what's called the green radius keys. They're what makes the MVTs work in the police cruisers. They've always billed this before under the dispatch center, which it's not the dispatcher's bill. It has to be broken up, and they did last year, but they billed it again to me. It needs to be broken up, and it will be broken up in 3 groups: City of Stanton, the Sheriff's Office, and the City of Clay City. There's 25 in the package. It's the smallest package you can buy. City of Stanton will be paying for theirs. City of Clay City will. The Sheriff's Office, where it's a county agency, will be the one you all vote on for out of the ABC.
Basically, we're looking at about 300 and
No, 218.
218. It's 928 total.
Look at they're getting broke down in the amount in half.
Okay.
You gotta charge out per.
Yeah.
Per agency.
218.54. All right. Anybody want to look at this?
It's so they get their cans, right?
That is, and they can run oils and things like that in the.
Any questions on this? Do I have a motion to bill all bills for payment? A motion made by Mike, second by Brian. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries. Next thing is approval for treasurer's, God, I can't speak today. Treasurer's financial statement. Any questions on the financial statement? Do I have a motion? Motion by Dennis. Second by Chad. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Next is approval of treasurer's transfer amendments, second reading budget amendment number 4. Any questions? Comments? All right. You have a motion? Motion made by JL, second by Brian. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Next, any old business? old business. Department head updates. And, we're gonna have a long night tonight, so if you don't care, make it brief.
Tell us tomorrow.
Yeah, tell us tomorrow. We'll go ahead and start out with the road department.
This, this is our very busy time of year. We've begun our first round of mowing. We're, I just ask that the public be patient with us because we're stretched pretty thin. We do have 60 public access roads that, allow people to access public cemeteries that we're working on. We have to have those done prior to Memorial Day. So, we're, like I said, we're stretched very thin, so we're just, trying to keep up with everything. And that's all I've got.
All right, thank you, sir. And one thing about it, Patrick and them does an excellent job on the roads. They have been working really, really hard on several projects. So Patrick, thank you and the guys down there. Tim?
We got free dump week Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So anybody ain't busy, wants to come help, more than welcome to. And we got today, we learned on our 2 grants that we fill out, the compost and the recycling grant, about $370,000 we got awarded this year.
And I know what you said about the grants. Tim has done an excellent job on securing a lot of the grants, the composting and recycling grants and stuff. And again, Tim's been stretched thin too as far as illness and stuff on some of his employees and stuff. So Tim, thank you for the hard work that you're doing too. See, I said it, all right.
You're appreciated.
Yeah.
Both of you are.
Yeah, exactly. Now, let's see. Nathan?
Our life pack monitors are getting some age on them, so we've got quotes on getting new ones. Kevin's talked to CSEP into buying 2 for us, but we need 3 more. I've got a quote on $142,000 for 3. They do have a 5-year payment plan, 20% down and then 20% the remaining of the years.
Is that with trade-ins?
That's with trade-ins. So,
What are these?
our monitors, the blood pressure, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, what, 8,000 less than the iPad, the life packs?
Oh, no, they're 15,000. Than the life packs. Being in Kappa, we get a discount. It knocks around 15,000 off each. So that's one of the reasons we're switching over to those. I think it was 28,000 down, 28,000 each year. So.
How old are the lock packs? I know the 2 that you're going to replace with the roll. They're,
8 years, 6 years, another 2 before, wasn't it?
and they
They've
go.
got, they say about 5 years you want to start making plans to replace. So, that's a decision y'all need to make.
Now,
There's the
question.
numbers.
Do we have to match what CSEP's buying?
No, the CSAP purchase was independent of any other purchase, got a separate quote, got a separate purchase. So there's nothing, it's 100%, they're $76,000 for 2.
Something we have to have.
Yeah.
Gotta have it.
Phil, the thing about it is, what'd you say, 142,000? Me personally, on the frontline units, I agree, it's good to get the new monitor stuff on. Right now on the backups, why can't we purchase 1 per year? That way instead of going back into.
That's up to you all, that's the decision you got to make.
Are we getting a discount for 3?
Well, that's another thing, after next year, we lose that discount. So they're gonna go up to $15,000. each after next year.
Yeah, if you don't care, let's do some research on it and see.
I just got this pulled in this afternoon.
Was Dion?
Yeah.
CSAP is for sure getting it too.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've already been approved for two.
Yeah, and that was 73,000 dollars, I think what it was. If you don't care, let's go ahead and table that until next meeting. That's our,
Well, we get one this year, one next year. Yeah, that's totally
anything else?
I talked to y'all a couple months ago about the, our EMS guys helping the fire departments out by joining the Stanton Fire Department. Talked to Keiko, we will be covered under all workers' comp, and we will be covered driving the apparatuses. Also talked to, fire commission, and they're fine with it, no problems there. So, do you all want me to proceed, drawing up a policy for it?
Do they have to have training to drive the trucks?
Yes.
Yeah, they have to join the Stanton Fire Department just like if one of you all decided to join. And most of the guys that's wanting to do it already have the training.
Only, one of the things that I'm thinking about is we need some strict policies.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a lengthy policy.
Yeah, because one of the things, somebody brought up today was, them responding on a fire call, and they get an EMS call, what do you want to do?
Mhm.
And, like I told him, I said, if it's, only one ambulance available, then they can't
You
go on
can't
fire.
do it. Yeah.
They can't go on fire, so, I think it'd be good, but there's gonna be a lot of things that we have to work out prior to get it implemented.
Have you talked to all three fire chiefs and?
No, I'll just talk to Stanton, because they would just be joining Stanton Fire Department.
And that's where it'd be good to have everybody under one umbrella, that, if it was fire in Clay City, they could respond to Clay City, get their fire truck, or Middleport, all three, so. That's something we can work on. We can all
So
sit
you
down
all
and discuss
want me to
it.
start writing a policy forward, or do you want me to, what do y'all want me
I
to
think if
do?
we're putting something together, so we.
Yeah, it won't hurt nothing.
No.
Because it took me 2 months to get answers on this, I didn't want to waste another 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
No, I go ahead and start it, and we, sit down with everybody involved.
Nope.
I'm sure there'll be other stuff that you'll like to iron out as we go through that.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure they'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I'm sure that there's gonna be opposition of it, so,
Yeah.
like there always are.
Well, the thing, they was supposed to start demoing the building today. John Bowen was there, he's the one that has contract for that. Hopefully he'll come back this week with some equipment or something. I don't know. But
Okay.
that's about all I got.
electric first?
Yeah, they like to get the electric shut off and get us a temporary electric for the bays. I think that's about all I got.
What status is the Clay City Fire Truck?
Still being built, still manufactured parts.
They get a turn.
It's down there now, yeah. And they're saying it's gonna take about 8 weeks for that to come in. It's gonna be in that, $6,500 for pump. And, like I told them, I said, I'm glad you're gonna cover it.
Yeah.
Back up to Clay City.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks out, but they've been busy, they said that they're trying to work on it as quick as they can.
Yeah, you can just quit pumping down the road. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Justin, you have anything?
Just two things. One, tomorrow morning, I'm supposed to meet Doug Brewer at the animal shelter. He's going to be representing the transportation department for the school. They're going to take a look at the parking lot to see the damage that the buses have done over the last couple of years to it. I've asked Patrick to be there with me tomorrow to talk to him as well, and anybody else who wants to join can. The only other thing is, in a couple months, I'm going to be going through a surgery. I'm going to be out for about 3 months, and during that time, I was hoping we could probably put Chelsea on, maybe from part-time to full-time, if that's something that we can swing. I just don't know how, helpful I'll be from a neck collar and then.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's about it.
You sure?
I think so.
Okay. And that's something that, Brian has, discussed also is, us having a second full-time animal control officer. And, by watching and listening and stuff like that, they're busy, having two full-time. And one thing about it is not just doing animal control officer stuff. She, as we all know, is interested in the animal shelter, and Teresa, she's saying that she's wanting to cut back some. So, we can put her part-time working roads and stuff as animal control, and then we can put her part-time in the animal shelter by just watching the animal shelter. So, is that something y'all want to talk about or table it till next meeting, or?
We actually gonna put her full-time,
How did you get the
Yeah.
numbers?
It's like 29,000 with retirement and five.
Yeah.
29,000 ever go from part-time to full-time.
Thousand hours.
Is that what Teresa been cut back a few hours too? Did you count that in or?
No, I didn't have that in, but she kind of even that on it.
Yeah.
How many hours does Teresa work a week?
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 hours each day.
So when you originally took this, you said you couldn't work full-time, correct?
Right.
What is it?
Originally, she said she couldn't work full-time, is that right?
Yeah.
Plus we gotta have somebody who can drive the truck too.
Yeah. And,
doing a good job.
Yeah.
yeah, Chelsea and Teresa both do a good job.
Fantastic job.
Justin he does, Justin does an
I
excellent
got to watch
job.
our judge chase a chicken the other day, so.
Good job.
Okay, come on, guys. All right.
It wasn't even lunchtime, was it?
He said we was gonna have chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and dumplings, we never called chicken. But no, they, and I know, that we tell the directors how well they're doing and stuff. They are. They're doing an excellent job. And, believe me, if you wouldn't, I wouldn't be saying it, but we all do an excellent job. Something we want to vote on tonight on Chelsea. Have you talked to Chelsea about?
She's absolutely on board. I told her that, there were some problems where she was limited to the hours that she could work and how it affected, you guys having to pay in and take citations or whatever it is from the state. And, she said she was more than willing to do it. And like I said, I'm gonna be out for at least 3 months towards the end of summer, early fall. So that would just give us a problem now.
Well, she's already been trained too. Does it need to be on the agenda since he's bringing it up tonight? Or can we go ahead and vote on it?
We create the position or just move her part-time to full-time?
I'd say go from part-time to full-time.
Yeah, I make
Was
it,
it-
yeah.
Same pay or what?
What?
Same pay scale or what?
Oh, no, we pay her more. Just like
More
part-time.
hours?
It'd be, as far as I'm concerned, same hourly rate.
You want full-time with benefits?
Yeah. All right, so do I have motion
I'll
to,
make the motion.
to accept Chelsea from part-time to full-time? JL, seconded by Chad. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries.
It took a little while for it to sink into Chad, but then.
Yeah.
I ain't had no chicken
No, you won't eat.
I'm gonna order a big white soup.
Justin?
Yeah, just real quick, we got this grant all going with, the state, fixing all of our 911 structure points, getting all the state, the next gen 911. I reached out to Todd Williams, who was here last court meeting, y'all remember him, with MapSync. So he's kind of working with them, and he's gonna be building our data into a set and get our new software. So it's gonna take us a little bit of time, but as soon as it gets that done, we'll be rolling with the new addressing system.
Good.
That's all.
Larry?
You wanna go over the sirens now in this group, or you wanna do it later?
Yeah, we do that, okay.
As far as the dispatch, we've opened up to hire, and we need to hire 3 people. One of the girls that works for us is leaving the 23rd. We've had one graduate. All of our people now are certified through the Department of Criminal Justice Training. Like I said, we've opened up to hiring. We need 3 people to be fully staffed. With that, that's about the basics of that. Last week, Eddie took us to lunch with a lady from Mitch McConnell's office, Stephanie Nelson. And Stephanie told us she's kind of over the CSEP program in this area. She said as we're out doing these sirens and looking at these locations, to make her a list of anything we see that needs updated. Get it to her in an email. Anything the dispatch she thinks needs that CSEP's ever funded, get it to her in an email. She will get it up, hopefully get us some new things. If we've got anything that's shelf life coming up, really close, she said, told Eddie to get her that in an email. So, that'll be his responsibility when we get into the shelf life items.
That's something that we'll all get together, Kevin and Larry and me and whoever else wants to do it.
We, as you all paid for the phone system last September, AT&T has still not installed all of it. All they put in is a switch. So we're still on Windows 7. Luckily, we've had really good luck still. So, if you see anybody out from AT&T, hey, tell them, hey, we paid for this. We need the product. They had said it took Winchester about a year to get theirs put in.
Good father running with it.
It may work. I mean, I don't know really who we sent it to because the rep we had got fired. They went in and took all the administrative positions, done away with those. So everybody's new. But it is paid for. With that, as of yesterday, as far as the sirens, I know everybody's been concerned about that. Dennis has been the lifesaver for putting these boards in, climbing these poles, and pretty much all of that. As of yesterday, the last siren does work. It needed a board programmed. The board is in. Now, with that, I'm gonna give you all a little bit of a preview of the system. Federal Communications donated us the software, valued at $4,000. They gave it to us. They gave it to Ricky at the music store. This new siren system, as we've talked before, well, not new, it's the repaired. We'll have a system, when 2 more boards are changed, and it will report daily. It will report if anybody opens a battery box. It'll report if it loses battery power. It'll report pretty much anything to do with that siren. That is being built as we speak. Justin here built a site now, which I'll pass it around. This is a sample of what Estill County has. These sirens will be addressed. So when they're all up and communicating, which, like I say, the last 2 don't communicate back. They'll sound, they'll not communicate back to operate these from a handheld radio. When that's built in with this map, you all as managers, the department heads of the fire departments will have access. If we ever lose this dispatch center, you can pull up and set them off from a handheld. The system, like I say, it's pretty neat to watch. I mean, me and Justin went for 2 days and watched it work. If you're on the fire or the road department channel, you're probably hearing some noise like a radio keying up. That's Ricky down here tuning these radios. So we did do the test a few weeks ago on a Friday. Fire departments, Nathan went to a location. All these sirens worked. Now,
So that's not, on the road, that's not interfering with any other emergency traffic?
no, me and Patrick knows before, in a real event, there'll be a set of tones run, say road department stay clear for sirens, activation. we're gonna do a Saturday per month, weather permitting, where we do a siren test where the public can hear those. Right now, we have a way that they can do a silent test with this system, and it'll come back with a reading. It detected that we had a weak battery. That's how good the system is gonna work. So, with all of that said, we'll pass these around, let everybody look at it. You can take a look at it. Like I say, Dennis saved this county lots of money in labor. He worked late nights. Mike went around to take down, it's just, jail, it did, it's Neil from the jail. He put some ground rods in the jail and the ground for us. The public's really happy that they do work. The other night, the event, the National Weather Service called no event in here, so there was some question why it didn't go off. There was never a weather event came through this 911 center of Natural Bridge. So, Federal Communications has been really good with Ricky. He's made friends with a guy, and he just up and gave Ricky this software to program these boards. We've got more to go get. We've got 4 potential locations of property owners says these can go on their properties. I've got with Robert, he'll have a little bit of a document when these get ready, as we get those from Fiscal County, that they'll sign off that there's 4 citizens that reached out. One of them being on Estes Road, Range Branch, South Fork and High Rock area, and a spot on Furnace Mountain, and Winchester Road as well. So the people really want to help in this sense. I think if you all look in the bills, the most you've been out on doing these, and it's because we had to buy some radio software. We had to run some new cable for an antenna, and all is about $3,200 is what you spent. And none of that was paid to Dennis. I will say, none of that is paid to Dennis. His work was all free. And people need to remember that. Not just any time, but they need to remember that Dennis was the bottle rolling, installation. However, he did lose a ladder one night, but I won't tell that about it too much. But it was about 11 o'clock, so you ain't heard of a ladder. Oh yeah, it was in front of me, but as more and more of these boards get programmed, we'll have the radio guy come down and program these radios. He'll get with Ricky. There'll be limited access to being able to activate these sirens. So there's no potential of somebody setting them off 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, just lollygagging around.
I got one question. Justin, when you get this map done, can the public access it, or will it be, is that a problem?
We can put it on our website.
It's a bitmap, is what it'll be. He's had to create it. It's not one that we had. He's had to work with Ricky to create it. That's just an image of Estill counties. They had 23 sirens. We have 12. So that's why it says sample, because that was Estill counties.
Well, we can give that to the media too.
The media's done another story on this because, they receive calls, and honestly, they receive calls from the public after they work, the people thinking everyone, it's just been less than a 30-day turnaround. So as of now, we have working sirens. And when we get this system up and going, it's kind of like having a security device. We know if this siren goes down, we know what it needs. Even though it'll still be tested monthly, they test daily through this automated system. Ricky has it, Rick's Music and Electronics.
That's the way it used to be. Or you could test it at will.
Yeah, it was a two-way system for the longest time, and then whenever they just never got around to repairing it, just one way, and then it just, some of them stopped.
Where was it at originally? Here,
The old dispatch center, yeah.
Anything else, Larry?
Not far as that. When we get to the other part, I'll give you all the money deal and the proposal.
I'm not married yet.
Thank you for your chicken first.
Sorry, not the picture.
Kevin?
CSEP is on its last few months, still looking for January, the surety date. 3 months after that, we'll have to start paying our own bills. In January, we'll have to start going from 85% share to probably a 10, 15, 20% share. That'll be worked out towards the end of the program. But we're on track to stay with January. Have an exercise coming up in June 12th, and it'll be the last one. We're doing some medical mutual aid with Fayette County. So if anybody wants to talk to some of the SAR team members or the Red Star members, EMS members, and they want to come over and take a look at it, that'd be a good time to enjoy the last CSEP exercise. Other than that, we'll also have EOC operating that morning. So that'll just be a skeleton crew, the judge, somebody from communications, and myself. Any questions? All right.
And one of the things I want to add, as far as Larry, Larry been instrumental on the siren project also. Him and Justin has worked hard on that. We appreciate it. Kevin, Kevin, you don't see what Kevin does a lot of times, but he's very instrumental as far as our grant process, especially with the roads and stuff. Him and Patrick back there get together and they do a lot of grant stuff with FEMA and all the closeout stuff. We appreciate every one of them. What you do and everything and again. It makes my job a lot easier, where you have good directors and good employees and stuff that does that, you can't beat them. So again, every one of you, thank you so much for the job that you're doing. All right. One that I do want to call on that I haven't called on before, and I don't know, a lot of you might not know who he is, but we'll introduce him now. Kevin Noel. Kevin, you want to stand up for a second? Just for a second. All right. Step up. Kevin. It's Kevin Noel. He's our assistant tax administrator, and Kevin works hard. We put him to work back in
Last week of October.
Yeah, last week of October. He's responsible for all of our delinquent taxes and occupational taxes and business license and all that. So far, do you remember how much you've collected so far?
We are about $11 shy of $65,000 on just the business licenses.
Yeah, that's just on business licenses. Actually, it's $64,989.59. And that's going to help us tremendously as far as whenever CSEP goes out. That's going to help us a lot, but it's not going to solve the problem. So we're still debating on what to do, how to do it, when to do it. So if everybody please bear with us, and we'll figure this thing out.
So how do you look with the cities yet?
I gave them 2 proposals, and what I asked for was to them fund 2 dispatchers, because as you all know, there's no dispatchers paid with taxpayer money. It's the 911 service. We have went, Sarah, Betty, and Justin, we just go sit at the city council meetings to see if they're going to pay. I mean, nobody's gave us any indication that it's a yes. They're looking at it. Is the possibilities, I mean, it was put in at the beginning of their budget, so if they work through it, it's a little over 102,000 from each city, and the numbers prove where most of the calls come from. Which, I failed to tell you earlier, there, the month of April, there's 2,986 calls went through this 911 center. That's admin and emergency calls. That's how many calls went through this office.
Kevin, is there anything you want to add?
Basically, with the business licenses, we've collected to date 322, but it also helps not just with the business license fees, it's helping us capture revenue from occupational taxes that we weren't getting before, as well as year-end net profits from these businesses as well. So it's a new revenue to find ways to bring money in without killing people.
And one thing I do want to add is there was some businesses here in Powell County that hadn't paid anything for 12 years.
Some more.
Yeah, and some more, resulting in thousands of dollars. So we found them and, you know, we're trying to collect off them, now. And so, you know, the thing about it is, if we collect off everybody, it's not gonna hit certain individuals hard. You know, everybody's putting a little piece into the pie, so, we're not just singling out big businesses or small business, anything like that. You know, everybody that has a business, you know, that's, you know, need to pay your business license. Go ahead, Kevin.
One other thing I'd like to do is thank Pete Fingerson. He's helped us out a little bit. We've been sharing some information, so that's helped quite a bit as well. So we appreciate Pete.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yep. And it's really not what you called on me for, but going back to Justin Wright, the deal with the animal control situation. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the stuff on Facebook with the malnourished dog, Bella. And one of the ladies that had just gotten a business license from me in the office took that dog in. That dog's been rescued and nurtured by her, Vicky Kuntz Rogers. Breaks your heart to see this animal.
Yeah, it comes to my house and visited me the other night.
She has a dog boarding at Hollowhounds. If anybody knows anybody, give me a call. I'll get you set up with her because she deserves all the business she can get from helping out this poor dog. It's absolutely heartbreaking to see what happened to her.
Yeah, that was a blessing. All right, let's see, have I missed anybody as far as department updates? Neil? Oh. Hang on. Yeah, Pete's on the.
I didn't know if I was somewhere else. I was trying to skip it. So, we had a little, we had arrested deputy Saturday night. I guess y'all already know about that. Was having an inappropriate relationship with an inmate. We got a phone call about that and we addressed it. And, she was actually arrested for it. So, we're going forward, if anything like that happens, I mean, they're gonna face charges on it. And we've got, I've got to get with you, Southern Health called me, Powell, and she has a company that's approached her about supplying us with insurance for anybody that's not being sentenced yet. So all county inmates that haven't been sentenced, it'd be like a $2,000 deductible. So we had one cost us about $180,000 last year. $2,000 would be a whole lot better than that. But I wanted everybody that could sit in on a phone call. That way, you know, everybody can hear their dispute. Dennis, Brian.
Yeah, where we do that, we'll have to call for a special meeting because we can't have everybody in without.
We'll have to, there's gonna be more than just Powell County in it. So Paul asked me what other county, because she's wanting to try to get everybody she can to listen to it. So I told her Montgomery County would be all right, you know, because they use Southern Health too. And I think maybe Three Forks might be looking at, you know, going for Southern Health. So I told them they could do it too. So.
Is it like a Zoom call?
Huh?
Is it like a Zoom call or something?
Yes.
Okay. You know, we're gonna have to do something because as you noticed in your bills, we just paid $143,000 on Southern Health for about 3 months.
Yeah.
And that was because of the overages and population and there's just a surcharge.
But that should be the end of that.
Yeah.
That, whenever y'all voted last month or month before last to get to raise the cost pool and everything, that should fix every bit of that. So going forward, but still, we still have county inmates that's,
Yeah.
you know, that costs really more than anything does.
And remind Paul on our contract, the new upcoming contract, we need to get it to Robert where he can look at it also.
So I'll call her tomorrow and get her just to email me and I'll send it to you all.
Okay.
Everybody, magistrates and you.
Okay.
The only other thing I got is we've been going and mowing some cemeteries, trying to get them ready for Memorial Day. So if y'all, I mean, we're spread thin too, just like everybody else, but we're down on our state
work population. So if y'all have any that you know that does need to be mowed and it's not getting enough attention, let me know and I'll do what I can to get them mowed.
I gave you that one up there, the Canyon Beach.
Yeah, they've,
I'll be working on some myself too.
they've hit a bunch of them, just in the past week. So if y'all have any that you know that's, especially if there's any, so this is Police Officer Week, and I'm pointing up, morals and stuff. If you know of any police officers in cemeteries that needs cleaned right away, I'll get somebody out there tomorrow. I'll go myself if I have to, no matter if it's raining or what, but. And I got 2 females to work with Chelsea, at the dog pound, that can work with her full time, so.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's all I got.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Make sure I haven't missed anybody. All right, next thing is our district updates. We'll go ahead and start with Chad. We'll go.
I think the guys got Danny Dale in very good shape. Thank you for that. Just had a few of me and Eddie went out and looked at a few places, so I'd like to get in pretty quick.
Yeah.
After cemetery decisions. That's all I have. Thank you, guys.
I have nothing. I just appreciate what Patrick and Tim and everybody does with everything else. I don't have any complaints.
Thank you, Mayor.
Just, REA cleaned up their mess, but they didn't make.
Yeah.
They got it all.
Clark Energy.
Clark Energy.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good about that. They're
They
really
didn't,
good.
they didn't make the mess, the contractor did.
We need to probably thank them personally for the help on the sign.
We are.
We've got a plaque order form that'll be presented at their annual board
What
meeting.
about at their thing they do at the park?
Yeah, that's where we're, hopefully, it should be in.
And
Great minds think alike.
anything on the door.
I'm gonna go saw me.
I've got it ready, I haven't filed it yet, man. I haven't filed it, but I've got it ready.
All right. And on me, we've been busy as far as, checking out roads and, checking out complaints and stuff. We've given, Tim and Patrick a lot of work on the roads and garbage dumps and stuff like that. There's been several dumps reported. We kind of had to go out and threaten them a little bit. There is criminal charges we can bring against them if they don't clean them up. So, most of them's been really receptive, on cleaning their dumps up. And, we're just monitoring them right now. So, we want to give people the opportunity to clean them up. We don't want to go out there and start citing people and doing this and doing that. It takes a little while to create the dump, so it's going to take a little while to put it back up. So, been really busy on that. Been exploring some grants and stuff and all that. So we've been kind of busy. But that's about all I've got. And I'll back up. And we do want to thank Clark Energy, and like I said, we're going to go out to their annual meeting and present them a plaque. Also, Estill County Fiscal Court, for them donating the sirens and stuff. That was a really big help. So, do appreciate that. But thank you, everybody. All right, so I'll shut up. It was less than 5 minutes, wasn't it?
You get your trailer moved yesterday? That was a mess, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, no, I take it back. We did. We got it all taken care of. So, yeah, mess. All right, we'll go ahead and go into new business. And, first new business, we'll go ahead and we're going to kind of skip around a little bit. So, first one, we're going to go is our county clerk, Jackie Everman. Jackie, you want?
Yeah, okay. So in 2020, I know y'all know we went to voting centers, and that cut the number of precinct workers from 48 down to about 28, which was good because we were struggling to get 48, which we still struggled to get 28. But we have a really good group. I want to keep them. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep them coming back. I know I was here last year, and you all approved a raise for election day pay. 6 out of those 28 precinct workers work early voting, which is the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday leading up to the election. They make $12 an hour for about a 9-hour day, and I'm asking for a raise for them. I'm always asking for something, I know, but I don't really have something in mind per se, I guess. I didn't know if you all might want to do like a set rate for the day, or if you wanted to up the hourly wage, or do nothing at all. I would prefer you do something, but
How much do you need?
No. And that's what I started saying. Actually, Jackie and I talked, and that's what we suggested, 150. Yeah, thank you very much for.
well, I didn't want to throw that out there because I didn't want to come in here and look like I'm, but they work hard. They work hard for me. I couldn't do it without them.
And that average is a little bit over $18 an hour that you're doing.
I mean, it's, the elections are getting worse. People are belligerent and not so nice all the time, so.
And the thing about it is, if you haven't worked the polls, you need to volunteer to work some.
Come to my office next week. Come to my office next week.
Yeah. I've worked with twice, and that's like dispatching. That's hard. Thank you very much. But they do work hard. And anybody ever have any other ideas other than a set pay scale of 150 a day? Anybody?
It's 3 days and there's 6 of them that work, so.
Do you pay for training also?
Do what?
For training, they have to be trained?
They have, so out of the 28, they get 190 for election day. When they come to the training, it's an extra $10, which they are required to have training. So that is the training's already included, because these 6 are part of that 28. They work early voting and they work election day, so.
Laura, you have a motion to accept for $150 a day? JL, then Shannon, second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion
Thank you
carried.
guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks.
I appreciate you not telling everybody I was late on my taxes.
Bye.
Next one is, and this shouldn't take long, is, I just want to say your first names, Cassandra and Brittany. Well, it's answer on Turner, so, y'all.
I'm gonna go ahead and just let you guys pass these around if that's okay. So I'll introduce myself. Cassandra is recovering from a back injury right now, so she's gonna rest herself, but tag in if you need me, or if I need to stop talking. But I'm Brittany Harrington. I'm the coordinator of a program called First Day Forward. We were told recently when presenting our program that we needed to start bragging about it. And we've done really good in our other 7 counties of meeting with the fiscal court and letting them know the work we're doing in the jails. And they've always been really thankful, and they've always invited us back, and we thought it's time to come to Powell County. So that's why we're here today. Cassandra, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Cassandra Henshaw. I work for St. Clair in Moorhead, and we are part of a coalition called the Northeast Substance Use Response Coalition, and that is a partnership between community mental health centers, the hospital, a university. We have a primary care provider in there as well, and then we have healthcare information organization as well there. But what we do is we kind of get together and just talk about the betterment and how that we can address the substance use within our communities, within our region. Powell County falls under our region, so we have been doing that the past year. And Brittany's going to talk a little bit more about a program that we do here. It's called First Day Forward, and then we are also doing some like community education. It's been a little difficult to get into the schools here, but in some of our other counties we have established a drug-free youth club, and then we go in and talk to the students about drug misuse. So
And if anybody's got a plug in the school, you'll see why we need it in just a second. But First Day Forward is a reentry program, and there's a brief program overview on the back of the card, and I hope we have enough to make some into the audience as well. But First Day Forward is a reentry program that uses a person who's formerly incarcerated, a person in sustained long-term recovery, to help the person who's currently incarcerated navigate reentry. We really lean heavily on the been there, done that component. And we're really, really shocked to see that it's working. We started this project in Clark County in September of 2020. And we navigated the COVID hurdles. Thank you so much. But before we knew it, people were getting out of jail. They were building quality relationships in their recovery communities. They were gaining employment. And they were getting their lives back. And then that kept happening over and over and over. This whole project started with jail interviews in 2019. We said this is a critical population that's obviously affected by opioid use disorder. It's been affected by the push of pain pills into our rural regions in eastern Kentucky. Let's go ahead and see what they need. We were smacked in the face with a couple of facts, okay? One, 75% of people that we screened inside these institutions reported beginning using before the age of 18. We had 8 years old reported over and over and over and over, which is just astounding. We still gather that information. That is still data that we receive. Numbers as low as 8, 10 years old. I just heard 11. I did heroin with my mom just last week at the Greenup County Detention Center. So that's one thing we found out. The second thing we found out really quickly was that almost 75% of inmates reported needing a birth certificate, a social security card, and an ID. So we incarcerate people because of crimes they've committed. We release them and say, reform yourselves, get a job, stop committing crimes, but we don't do anything to stop that cycle. So they get out, oftentimes with less than they went in with, and we really just want to stop that. So our priorities are, of course, those 3 forms of identification. We do a really, really detailed assessment while they're in there, and we check as many boxes as possible, 90 days post-release. We get those 3 forms of identification, linkage to recovery supports in the community, employment, transportation. Employment actually ranks higher on the needs assessments than those 3 forms of identification. In most of our counties, we sit around 80% of inmates reported needing employment. So we do our best to equip them with skills. We've made great partnerships across our 15-county region with employment, temp services, skill building programs. And it's just been a wild ride, guys. It takes years to collect recidivism data in the state of Kentucky. Our benchmark is a 2-year mark, so we had to wait 3 years to get that data, that first round. Kentucky hit a milestone statewide in 2023 and reported record lows, like it was all over. You guys probably remember Andy Bashir made an announcement, it was all over the newspapers. Kentucky hit a record low recidivism rate at 27%. This was also during COVID, when everybody was being kicked out of jail. We're really, really proud to announce that our first round of recidivism data, and it continues to roll in, sitting at a 24% average, which tells me this is working. We couldn't have done this without the jailers that we worked with. Like I said, we're in county jails. Our last 2 jails were Powell and Rowan County. Neil, Teddy, Kevin, have been instrumental in making sure we do this work. You know, it's cool sitting back there and hearing like how money makes your county better, how money strengthens families and communities, how sirens are important to keeping people alive, you know, and all these things are paid for by on the backs of the people that work in this town. If we can't get these people working when they get out, they're taking. And you guys know that. Addiction is nasty and it's ugly and it sucks. And it takes. Reducing recidivism, keeping people out of jail means keeping people into work. It means keeping taxpayer dollars in your community. It also means keeping kids in homes with their dads, moms at home with their kids, grandmas in their bed sleeping soundly without worrying or crying. And that's what we're doing today. We made just a quick fact sheet for you guys. We collect over 120 data points. We're actually working with the Fletcher Group, which is a national nonprofit, to do an economic impact report. And we were showing our data to their health economist, which is the first one I've ever met. Never met a health economist before, so that was pretty cool. I can barely pronounce it.
What's her name?
Madison Ashworth, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
My cousin Lori Forbes works for her. Lori Barrett works for her.
Fletcher Group?
Yep.
Well, you know her? Yeah.
Yeah, Lori's my first cousin. She actually come here to look at the previous administration. and looked about seeing, they go around building nice facilities.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
they made, she called me and they made a offer to, the fiscal court about buying 4 acres that they could use, and they would build them a building, but nothing ever came out of it because
Well,
they
maybe
never
we'll
got
have to
fired
reach
up on
out to Lori.
it.
But this health economist, thank you for sharing that. This health economist just was going through our data points and she couldn't contain herself. She was completely fangirling over our data. And she said, we've done many economic impact reports on many programs all across the nation. And just by looking at this, I have no doubt that you're not generating revenues in the communities you serve. I have no doubt. Now, that's completely off the record and unofficial, but we're currently in the process of submitting that data so she can run that report, because this is pretty exciting. And the cool thing that happened during COVID is we ignored people who are incarcerated for a long time. It was easier to kind of lock them up. And COVID kind of shined some light on our jails, on the work our correction officers do and the people that we're incarcerating. And we get to help them a little bit more now. And I'm really, really thankful for that. And full disclosure, I'm a person in long-term recovery. So this is a passion project to me. Every time I was arrested, I never wanted to get high again. I never wanted to use drugs again. I wanted to get out, get a job, go back to school. But every time I was released, I had no clue how to do it. And it was one person that came in and changed my life while I was incarcerated, and we get to do that for other people. So before I am quiet, because I literally could do this all day, and you guys have a long night, Kevin warned us. I passed out these cards. So one of the things that we do when all of our people are released is we want them to hear from a stranger. So if you guys wouldn't mind, you don't have to do it now, just sometime in your free time. Think about something that person needs to hear the day they get out. It might be get to work. It might be don't let the shame weigh you down. Shame's heavy. It's a very, very heavy thing. Whatever you want to write, think about something that person needs to hear the day they get out. Put it on a card. I did not have stamps, but I have an envelope here. And I would love if you guys would put your cards in this and send it to me. I'll leave this with you now, and you can give it to whoever. We partner with the Recovery Community Center in Winchester, and they actually use their staff to come here and work in the jail and help people get out in Powell County. We've been really blessed with your court system as well. The partnership with the ASW is new and budding, and that's exciting. And
Jessica Rose does a great job.
Jessica Rose is the bomb.
She does a great job.
Yep. So does anybody have any questions? That's just literally a brief overview. As you can see, we've served almost 500 people. And it's been really exciting. I know we've applied for state reserve funds. You're the bomb, also Kevin. We have applied for state reserve funds, and Andy Bashir has handpicked us to fund our project. We had to make some budget revisions, but we meet with them soon, right? We'll know by the end of the month. And God willing, we'll have another year to do work and to make an impact in Powell County. So,
Super.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where you guys based out of?
Everywhere. So the cool thing is, and it's a little bit stressful at times, but COVID really made us use Zoom. So we all got good at seeing each other. But our coalition is made up of members of 15 counties. So we go from, and it's all rural counties, with exception of Boyd, I think. But we go from Boyd and Greenup all the way to Powell, Montgomery. We're 64, really, down 64, and Powell. And then that's about it. Mason, yeah, Mason. So we serve Mason for First Day Forward. Cassandra mentioned we have a ton of other projects that hit a lot of other counties, but with First Day Forward with Mason, Clark, Powell, Montgomery, Rowan, Carter, Boyd, Greenup. One more. I said Montgomery. Maybe, did I miss Mason? Got Carter, Boyd, Greenup, Carter. I gotta drive down the highway. Rowan, Montgomery, Clark, Powell, Mason. Okay, there I am, yeah. With First Day Forward. What is it?
Bath County? You do Bath?
No, Bath County. Actually, Lewis was the only other county I didn't mention that we still serve, but Lewis County lost their jail during our grant application waiting period. They don't have a jail. We do serve every jail that we have.
They won't have one.
They do have a jail there,
in Powell County. They've approached us about lodging her.
Where do Bath County inmates go right now?
Rowan County.
Rowan?
Rowan right now.
Okay.
And some of them go to Montgomery.
Okay.
They still have a jailer though, right? I talked to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well,
So does anybody have any questions?
No, thank you, and hopefully we can, all work together on combating this, so.
Yeah, well, you got a great jail. We hear nothing. There's a couple of jails that we work with that have the standard that's really high, that knows that locking people up and kicking them out isn't doing anything, but welcoming their children and grandchildren back. I mean, seriously. And Jessica says all the time, like the guys and the women in Powell County, they're different. They're focused, they're future focused, they're determined, they're motivated to work, they're motivated to go to treatment. And we don't see that in honestly 5 out of 8 of our jails. So really proud of the work you guys are doing here, and it's an honor to be affiliated with Powell County.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. One more thing. There's a scanning thing on the back that takes you to our coalition's website. If you guys need anything or have any questions about our other projects, it's all on there. We have testimonials on there. And then this guy and that guy has our contact information. So if you guys need anything, feel free to reach out. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, either him or Neil. We'll ask
I'll
him.
give it to Kevin, and Kevin will collect them all.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and go next. Frank, are you awake?
I'm here. Well, if I wreck my finger, you call me.
I like that name, Frank, so he's in there, what else? We'll go ahead and call you up, Frank. Next.
Well, just,
And basically what I'm trying to do is the people that's traveling the furthest distance, we're trying to get them done first, except Jackie. But they were 2 hours away, and Frank's up in Pikeville, so he's a long ways too.
thank you, Judge. I just wanted to, last month, we talked about phone service for the county and how to save money for the county. And so Judge had an alternate proposal at the last meeting, so we could not vote. So I have, Eastern Telephone has resubmitted now a new competitive bid. And just putting it out before the court for y'all to consider. It's still huge savings, $400 to $500 a month. So on what you're paying now, and it connects all of your departments together like they're in one building, no matter where you're located, as long as there's internet. So, and the phones come with it. And we service it right here locally.
One of the things that we were looking at today is here at the Emergency Operations Center, upgrading phones here. And based upon what we're seeing, there's a possibility that we'll be saving, if everything works out right, that they've still got to do some work with ProTech and some other people. But based upon what he's saying, what'd you say, roughly, possibly?
Well, possibly $700 a month here.
Yeah, just for this building here, saving us $700 a month. So, so if we can save $700 on this and $500 on our other telephones, that's pretty good savings, $1,200 a month. So, and the good thing is like he said, it doesn't matter if it's at the courthouse or here or the ambulance service, fire department, solid waste or road department. If all of them's connected, anything we need, 3-digit number, you can call and that's it. One of the things we found also is part of the savings is one part of the bill they're charging us for long distance telephone service. And part of that was nights and weekends too. So nights and weekends been gone for years. So
We'll be able to keep all the same numbers, like office numbers?
yeah.
Is the jail tied to that?
No.
The jail is not tied to that?
Can we put the jail tied to that?
Probably not. I mean, we can talk about that offline, but I don't know that we would put the jail on that. But we can look at that. We can look at that.
But here at 911, of course, the 911 lines itself will still stay AT&T because of the switching mechanisms and stuff like that goes on with dispatch and the recorder. So that would be the same, but we can change all the non-emergency numbers to one. So Larry and them need us, they can just 320 and it goes into the office. So helps out a lot, and again, saving us a lot of money.
Is Connie okay with it?
I was impressed with the phone ring.
Yeah.
He's always good, you call, got a problem, he's right there.
Yeah, one of the things that do want to bring up is onset. We've got a contract, it's a 2-year contract with them, and based upon the savings that we're going to be saving through the phone system, we'll have that paid, 4 months?
4 months.
Yeah, about 4 months, so, and after that, and that's not including the money here, that's just what we're gonna be saving at the courthouse. So, anybody have any questions for Frank?
Can we open up the other bid? We already looked at it, or?
Yeah, it was just a quote, it wasn't still a quote or anything like that, yeah.
I'd like to talk to you, maybe him and you later on about the jail and see if I can get, because we make a lot of long distance phone calls and,
Yeah, and one of the things that I do want to add, I'm very displeased with onset because I've called them probably 6-8 times, left messages on their answer machine. Not once did they ever call us back, and so Frank had told me, he said, here's our number to the office, call them. And so I called them, and this lady answered, and it wasn't a machine. And I told her who it was, and so about 3 days after that, I was like, all right, let's check again. Call them. Guess what? A human answered. Yeah, and so that's one of the things I like is somebody local. They will answer us, and if they don't answer us, I have Frank's number, and he always answers, no problem. I like that. I like that when we're dealing with people. The best part I like is where we're saving money. Any questions or anything like that on him? Is it something we want to vote on tonight to put on the?
Go ahead and do it.
Okay.
I'll make a
Motion to accept his phone service? Second by JL. And one thing before we continue, is that we've had his phone system for quite some times, and a dummy didn't know that we had an Eastern, and before he went to onset, not mention anybody's name, but anyway, we fixed that, and we'll go on. But so we've got a motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So you just get with us, and we'll start working out the bugs, what we need to do to fix everything up.
I'll get with you later this week.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank
you, Frank.
Thank you. We'll talk to you.
All right, next one is the one and only Pete Fingerson.
Yeah, I did want to just kind of introduce myself to everybody. I don't know where the best spot is to be.
Any words you want, you're fine.
I know a few of y'all in here, but for those that don't know, my name is Pete Fingerson. I'm the tourism director for Powell County. So I operate the Slave Welcome Center over there. I worked with Rita over there for a while. I've been there since February of last year. Just got hired as the director as of January of this year. Just wanted to say a couple of brief things about us. I know you guys have a long meeting as well. But I'm a Kentucky boy through and through. I moved here about 4 years ago with my wife. We love the area. We just fell in love with the area and wanted to move here because we were tired of living in the city. Just a little bit about the Tourism Commission real quick. We are solely funded by the 3% transient tax, and Kevin's been helping me with that as well, just kind of identify some different people that have business licenses in the county that aren't paying the transient tax. Our grants, sponsorships, donations budget is over 15% of our budget, which I'm pretty proud of, and we're going to hopefully increase that again this fiscal year. We're having a budget meeting coming up in a couple of weeks. We're part of 2 different multi-jurisdictional campaigns throughout the state, one of which I just had a meeting with today is a Red River Gorge wayfinding campaign. And so I'm part of that with Powell, Lee, Menifee, Wolf, and Estill counties. It's going to be a signage campaign that'll tie all of the counties together with the Red River Gorge sign. So we're going to have some big, beautiful signs coming into the county that'll actually be installed here within the next few months. So phase 1 will be about 40 signs throughout the 5 counties. So we'll probably get around 10 here in the county this year. They're going to start kind of in Slade there, right at the hub, kind of just directing people in the different ways throughout the counties. The other project I'm a part of that's a multi-jurisdictional is the Kentucky After Dark program, which is like the paranormal thing that's really hot right now. So we're in that with about 20 other counties throughout the state. We're also a sponsor of the Red River Gorge Farmers Market, and we're actually having the Lieutenant Governor come visit that for National Farmers Market Week on August 10th. So everybody is invited. We'd love to have as many people there, and local officials and everybody that would like to come. There will be a small press conference and everything as well. That's August 10th. But yeah, I just wanted to, the other thing, we also just signed up yesterday with the Adopt a Highway program. So I'll be talking to you, hopefully, Mr. Snowden, about that if we need some help getting some of that cleaned up in the future. But we'll have our name on a sign as you're coming out of Nada on 77, turn right onto 15, going towards Stanton. We'll have that first 2 miles right there. So we're hopefully going to have our first trash cleanup sometime in June. So we're really trying to do stuff like that, trash cleanups, different ways to give back to the community as well. Yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself and let you guys know that we are all about open and honest communication as well. Our meetings are held on the 4th Wednesday of every month. They're open to the public as well. So yeah, that's all. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. One thing that a lot of people here in Powell County, that tourism, they talk about tourism money and all this. Can you kind of explain a little bit about how the tourism money works as far as what they can spend, what they can't spend? Because a lot of people says, oh, you need to take some of that tourism money and put it in public safety and stuff like that. It's just not that easy.
It's not that easy, yeah. The way our ordinance is lined out, all of the transient tax dollars have to be for tourism or tours or tourism-related things. So I would say close to 50% of our budget is for just operating the Slade Welcome Center, staff, keeping that building maintained and all that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, about 15% is for grants. So we do try to give out as much money as possible back into the community. So those are for events like Crow Fest coming up at Meadow Green, Red River Fest coming up next weekend in Clay City, Natural Bridge Artisan Festival. So we try to sponsor as many local events as we can and give that money back out. We did a donation for Powell County Search and Rescue for their jackets. So we would like to help out the community as much as we can as well with that money.
Pete, what's your plans for the Turkey Knob land that we own?
The Hatton Creek property? Yeah. We don't have any plans as of now. We're currently working with Craig Dawson, Industrial Authority, to get a feasibility study. So we just reinstated that committee. So we have a committee called the PATH Committee, which is Powell something for the Hatton Creek property. I can't remember what the acronym stands for. But some different things have been thrown around, like an archery range, mountain biking trails, that kind of stuff. So nothing has been set in stone yet, but we're working on a feasibility study. Okay.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Like always, come down.
Yeah, I'm going to try to come to these every couple months or so just to check in. And like I said, my office door, I'm usually there close to 40 hours a week. My office is open, so my email is also open. So if anybody ever needs anything.
I would like to get you bring representatives of the Daniel Boone Byway.
What was that?
The Daniel Boone Byway.
What about them?
You got to get them to meet with you.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually just put they just printed up a nice sign that they put in our gazebo out front there. And then we have the wrap cards as well. People come in there all the time asking about them. We direct them to their website for the maps and everything.
Yeah, we had about 150 of them this weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it's a big group of folks out there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. All right. I don't see anything else. We can go ahead and start at the top. We'll go ahead. First one is acknowledgement of public notice LGA funds.
Yeah, nobody, we run it in the paper and nobody showed up, so we just have to acknowledge it in the minutes.
Basically, we have to. Oh, I just wanted, you have a question there? You wanted. Just kidding. But basically, we have to run that in the paper and just the meeting, same as any other grants or anything like that. And just in case somebody wants to come down to the office and ask questions about the funds or grants or anything like that, that's basically what that is. So we've acknowledged it, it's there. Next thing is motion to approve county road aid agreement and resolution. Basically, that's through our road fund through the state, and we just need a resolution on it, approve the agreement and resolution. Any questions on that? All right, do I have a motion to accept, to approve the county road aid and resolution? Motion made by Mike, second by JL. I was waiting on the guess. Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries. Next is motion to approve Bluegrass Ad resolution for county roads, and basically list of roads that they sent us. I looked over them, then I had Patrick to look over them. We made some corrections on the list, and some of we found that was obsolete. One of the roads on there that we're going to have to do something on is Watson Ridge Road. They have in Powell County, there's no Watson Ridge Road. There's a Watson Road, and right at the Powell Estill County line, there's Watson Ridge Road. And I reckon y'all been trying to get that changed, haven't you?
It's been an AT&T issue. When we redraw these 911 boundaries, they have not been drawn since 17 or 19. 2019 is the last boundaries that they were drawn. We found the blank form that nobody ever signed. So hopefully when this draws, Courtney Blythe's Road is the end of Powell County. So when we draw these, it may fix that for you. You know, the CAD system, Watson Road for the 911, we train dispatchers, you know where this is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that's all, the main one that I saw we need to fix, but everything else we've corrected and made sure that it was a county road or it was not a county road. So, any questions on that? They have a motion to approve the Bluegrass Ad resolution for the county roads. Motion by Chad, second by Brian. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All right. All in favor, say aye. Of course, you said aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Motion carries. Next is motion to approve the 2024-25 annual standing recurring expenses. Any questions on that? Do I have a motion to approve? Motion.
Everybody know what that is?
No, you got it, buddy. I got you first.
I read it.
168. All right. All right. Motion made by Mike, seconded by Dennis. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Next is Ritchie Mechanicals for HVAC quotes on road department garage. Are they here?
No, they're not.
Okay. Do you want to present that for them?
Yeah, I can. Or do the magistrates have a copy of the quote? Okay. So our garage that we've outfitted for most of our mechanic work, It was actually donated several years ago by CSEP, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And so they put in like a hotel motel split unit in it, and it's like a almost 3,000 square foot building. So, you know, during a snow event, during the winter time, we have trucks go down, we pull them inside those bays to do the necessary repairs. And that little heater that we've got, just, it won't cut it. It doesn't keep it even remotely comfortable for our workers. So I got a quote from Ritchie Mechanical, which is a local business here, to install 2 hanging wall gas heaters in there. Basically, you know, it's supposed to be a pretty well state-of-the-art system. 2 heaters working in tandem, one to keep the building at a comfortable temperature. Once the bay doors are opened and vehicles pulled in and closed, the other unit will kick on to help raise the building back to temperature.
Have you seen the quote yet? So we already have natural gas there?
Actually, we have, wherever they were getting the quote ready and doing a site visit for the quote, they suggested installing a separate meter for this one because we have a break room as well as the other garage running off of 1 meter at this time. So, which I talked to Delta Gas, and according to Josh Vanderpool, he said it was like a $90 fee to have another meter set. Plus, we're also during the winter time where it's really cold and we're there during work hours, we're using a torpedo heater right now. Not necessarily the safest thing to be using inside a building that may at times have flammable materials coming in and out. Cutting torches being used, things of that nature. Plus, not to mention the diesel expense we're using to operate that heater as well as electricity. Yeah. Exactly.
That's the only quote we got.
Yes, it is.
Is that something you wanna additional quotes or?
What does it say?
Yeah, 17,000. Yeah.
Was it 20,000? Yeah.
No, it's 40 now. Yeah. Yeah, it's 40 in order to do quotes. Y'all want to proceed on and vote on it, or do y'all want to get additional quotes?
Well, I think it's for heater, it can wait till winter time. It's not be better than waiting.
If we want to get a couple more quotes anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Since it's heat related.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sorry.
All right, so we'll go ahead and table this at this time.
We can go ahead and.
Yeah, we can table on the voting or anything like that, go ahead and do some other requests for quotes. And you want to get a couple more quotes, just contact, people around here and anybody else that I'd like to see about at least 3 or 4 quotes. What about y'all? Three quotes?
I think it's fair. With all the HVAC guys we got in town.
Yeah.
They're all extremely busy, but they'll give you a quote. That's a good project for them. Easy, quick.
All right, so we'll pass through this. Next is motion to approve Powell County Airport Board appointments. And Chuck is here. Chuck Donaldson, he's the chairman of the Powell County Airport Board. Two names on here is Tom DeFlippo and J.R. Wallace. And you want to say anything, Chuck, on this?
I'll just account for their good characters.
Okay.
We need more people on the airport board to get some business done there.
How many appointments?
Just one. That's the only one you have, is one, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, is it the H&S?
Yeah, that's him.
I don't know the guy.
I don't either. Anybody? All right.
J.R. Wallace is a forensics instructor at Eastern.
Okay.
and he has an airplane at the airport. And he's been real enthusiastic about wanting to get some activity going out there, like cookouts and fly-ins and stuff like that going.
Okay.
Are you good with either one of these guys?
I'm sorry?
Are you good with either one of these guys?
I'm just saying.
Are you good, are you okay with both of these guys?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And I know, Tom, I talked to Tom, also, he's really.
He used to own H&R Lumber.
Yeah, he's excited, he's wanting to do some stuff up there also. Don't know if he had anything as far as flying experience or anything like that.
No flying experience, but he has enthusiasm.
Yeah. So, anybody want to make a motion?
I make a motion for Flippo.
Okay, motion made, Mike for Mr. Flippo, second. All in favor, for Mr. Flippo? D Flippo, not Flippo, D Flippo. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody, opposed?
When's the next appointment? I like the other guy right here.
It's just whenever somebody steps down. Hondo Hearn was going to step down.
Okay.
And on the airport board, I'm not for certain if there's a 2 or 3 year time limit on it. Are you aware of any limit on it?
I'm not aware of it.
Or is it just indefinite till somebody?
Just indefinite.
Anybody on J.R. Wallace? That shows silence. Motion carries for Tom DeFlippo.
And I think Mr. Johnson also would like to address the court a little bit on the issue of, at least his, am I correct, Chuck, you want to speak about the rental? Okay. Yeah.
Bring it back.
Hangers out there. He has a proposal at least to make on it, I think. Where'd he go? I thought he wanted to speak. No, I want you to talk to him.
I can't believe the room.
No.
I'd rather leave the room. What would you like, do you have any specific questions?
Have you got numbers in mind? I know you and I have talked a little bit about numbers per square foot on the hangars.
Oh, hangar leases, yeah, that's been something that we need resolved badly. We only have one hangar currently we have 7 hangars total, and we've had no formal lease agreements on any of them. We don't even really know who owns the hangars properly. I'm the only one paying rent at the time. So I did some accounting based on my estimates of a reasonable figure. I pay $100 a month for a 2,500 square foot hangar. That comes down to 4 cents a square foot. So using that as a base, that should, by accounting for the other square footage of the other hangars to make it equitable for everybody, should make us about $12,000 a year that we're not currently getting. We're not taking any rent other than my $1,200 a month rent. So the county's not getting any revenue for the upkeep or maintenance at the airport. We have the electric bills to pay, we have insurance to pay, and we have and water bill. We have considerable expenses, and our only incomes are hangar rent and fuel sales. So we need to formalize some sort of hangar lease system. And again, I'd recommend the 4 cents a square foot to be a fair and reasonable point.
Is this something that we need to possibly talk about as far as a new lease on these hangars?
Judge, what I have seen is it's entirely across the board. I've seen some of the leases that are out there, talked to a lot of people who, some of them think they own the hangars. Some, you know, it's just, I think it's gonna have to be a situation where, we need to decide on a value for rent and then proceed with establishing that, and either these people pay it or I evict them, or that type of thing. Establish on it.
Yeah, because right now, you know, who can
Did they pay to build the hangar?
Well, see, that's the way it started. Yeah, so, yeah, they, initially, way back, people either built them and maintained them, so they paid a low amount of rent. You see, that was factored into.
They basically rented the land and stuff.
Exactly. That was factored into it, and what was supposed to have happened is as the longer they kept these, the more rent they would have paid up to the point that they have, recouped their expense on that, but it hasn't done that.
But there's no paperwork or anything that shows.
Some have it, some I haven't.
Most of the leases are expired and stuff like that.
I think that's correct. A lot of them are. What really has triggered this in a lot of respects is that when the FAA did the expansion of the runway out there was federal money involved, as you all know.
Yes.
And along with that, they want to say that it has to be fair market value for anything involved with rental around that airport. Mm-hmm. They've been pushing really hard, wanting to get it done. Of course, the court knows we didn't get our money. They didn't have a dime in it, as far as I'm, at least, until we got our money last month.
Yeah.
So they've been pushing us real hard, but they failed to remember to pay us for that too. So, but that is in there now. So I think what Chuck and I have met with Hanson and several of those in my office. Recommendation from them is we need to go to places comparable to our airport. I mean, I don't know. They mentioned Montgomery County, things like that. Get what they have, so that we can at least establish that we're talking fair market value on everything that we've got.
So is it something that we just need to give you authorization to?
Well, I mean, the first thing I need to do is go and try to find that, get those things in here so that we can at least show that we have did our due diligence on
Have you guys been to any of these other airports? See what they charge? Or?
Yes. And another point is until we formalize some sort of either land lease agreement, we have two people who are wanting to build hangars. And these would be two airplane hangars, that'd be 4 more airplanes. We have to have at least 10 airplanes at the airport. We're right at that now to continue to get federal grant money. So if we lose anybody else, we could lose our grant money.
Yeah.
And we need to have more buffer of having more, what we need is more hangars out there. And until we formalize some way to build these hangars, we need to do something.
They don't have electric or nothing, do they? They have lights?
Yeah, we do. Some do, some don't.
Some do.
Is that on the airport bill, or they got separate?
No, I pay my own electric in my hangar.
Okay.
As far as I know, everybody's paying for it that does have it.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned.
So I just wanted to, Chuck has been in my office several times and we've had several meetings with other entities. I wanted him to at least make a proposal, and I guess that is a proposal from the airport board.
Yes.
That's what, I would like the opportunity to discuss that a little bit with court after speaking to other airports.
Okay.
Yeah. I would be comfortable with putting that on the agenda next court meeting.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Anything else, Joe?
I don't.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Chuck.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is opening a sealed bid for ditch witch. Yeah, it's a ditch witch brand chipper, right? Yeah, and so we'll go ahead. We've only received one, and that looks like from Mid-States, Kentucky Equipment Sales and Service. So, go ahead. But I think it is grant money, Tim.
I was trying to think what in the world county needed with the ditch weed.
That's what I'm
Well, that's my fault, because that,
Hey,
the
that's
thing
on
said,
Good job, Tom.
the front of it says ditch weed, so what?
All right, this is a quote from earthwork equipment. And looks like $51,573.75. And I'll pass it around, let y'all take a look at it. This is the only quote that we received, and this will be on grant money. It's not nothing coming out of our pocket. We'll get reimbursed on it.
What exactly is it, the chip up? What is that actually gonna chip up?
That is a compost yard to chip up bones and stuff like that. Like I say, this is the original grant on the composting, we just hadn't ever got one.
Yeah. By the way, if you do anything, don't tell Larry.
I just got a picture, do you wanna see it?
Nope.
Would you all like to see it? I want to know too.
I just about face it.
Yeah. That's why I started doing
That's just about.
I'll buy you a pizza, Kelly.
Before you leave, you all
I got
go
a
visit the
chicken.
dispatch room, part of county property. Just look to the right over. It's an 8 by 10.
You're lying. I love you.
When's that gonna be up and running?
We're hoping by July 1st.
July 1st.
Composting, and that's, the composting, that'd be something the counties around us does not have, is that correct?
Clark County has
I
one.
saw
Clark
one
County has-
county that is doing the compost, had it where it was opened up to the people of that county, come in and get what you wanted for your flower beds or
Yeah.
whatever you have to sell.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big help for the dead animals and stuff around, take care of them.
Pick out the farmers.
Yeah, save a lot of money.
What's it cost to come and pick up a cow?
We're gonna charge $125. Come pick it up. Now, soil conservation has already gave us, Connie, $1,300 to go towards this program already. They gave to us last year, $1,200.
Bluegrass Recycling charges you $175 an animal.
Yeah.
You pray they come get it before it starts stinking. I make a motion.
All right, motion made by JL to accept, second by Chad back there. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Next is a part-time position for the siren consultant, and you've got that information.
What I'll give you, I just got this yesterday. It's a proposal from Ricky Walson, Rick's Music and Electronics. Ricky has been a great help into the siren. What Ricky would like to ask the court, and I've got everybody a copy, he would like to be made a county employee. Here's why. To access some of these places, to be able to drive a county vehicle, the liability purposes of him doing work on these sirens. Also, Ricky will be the maintaining of the database that checks these daily. The dispatch will still do the monthly test. Ricky will monitor. I will give you all the proposal that Ricky asked for. Robert reviewed it, Connie reviewed it. There's the line item Connie would take it from.
Eddie reviewed it.
Eddie reviewed it. Robert, I would give you another copy of it. Also, with these sirens, you all know, you're the elected officials, not me. I'm just the operator when they go off here, or when the storm comes. With Ricky's deal, I'm gonna read you what you will entail with Ricky. It goes along with the proposal. The daily monitoring, daily test will be done by Ricky Walson. The monthly test will still be of the dispatch center, weather permitting. Keep in mind, as I told you earlier, Ricky got you $4,000 in software from Federal Communications. We went over the future sites. There'll be a monitor screen that'll go in this dispatch for future use as we get more and more items. These sirens will have the two-way communication. The only two that doesn't do that right now is, which Kathy's will do it, when I say Kathy's, the one at Black Creek. We'll do it in the coming days when the weather gets, where you can install the new board. Will be Bowen Elementary. They all still do work, but to get the read back that goes along with these that I showed you all in the sample earlier. Justin built the bitmap that, as you all see, you will have one of Powell County when Ricky downloads that and puts it in. It's up to you all to decide. Like I said, I got it yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to, other than it was about, Robert, 3 o'clock when I brought it to you, correct? That's what Ricky would ask, just for the liability purposes, where he can check these radio channels. He works really well with Dave, with the radio system. They come together, their plan of action. It's like I say, it's up to you all. I'll be in a few days going to each siren site, getting Connie. What I'll do is get the meter number and see who's paying these bills. Connie knows that she's paying a couple, maybe 3, so we know for sure who's paying the bills. The 21st, I'm going to the tourism meeting. The one at the drive-in, the tourism does pay that electric bill. We're going to go under the tourism to make sure that doesn't be turned off. Because in the past, say I work for Clark Energy, I know a few things that when it didn't have power. We want the agreement that stays on. The city park, when me and Dennis went out to get the Stanton City Park, the handle had been turned off on it so long it was rusted. Dennis will tell you, it took a lot of pushing to get the handle to come on that siren. With this oversight, Ricky does all of that, but it's up to you all. It's, as I say again, you all know the grief you've got over the sirens, so I'll do whatever you say.
I'll make a motion to do it, and we don't have to worry about it.
I'll second.
That's who done it before, when I was EM director, never had any problems, so.
Like I say, I'm giving it to the courts, you all. I'm just telling you what.
Bill, I think on this, you're right, you only have one person responsible for doing this. And, you know, it's not gonna be a he said, she said, they said. He's ultimately gonna be responsible for it, and, you know, if something happens, you know, then he's the one we're gonna go to and say, what happened? So, I totally agree, and for the price that he's charging, you know, I think it's very reasonable, and, I'll shut up.
Dennis's work is free. Everybody needs to know. We would be nowhere where we're at today without Dennis Combs.
I don't think they'd be working right now, to be honest.
Dennis, here in about a month, can you do some free work? I might need some. All right, motion made by, Jay. Any other discussion prior to,
So we'll probably exhaust the 15,000 for this work if they have to buy parts.
very possible.
Yeah.
But the way it is right now, you know, we have a lot of the parts available from them sirens from Essex County.
They will be stored in a tote. They will be labeled. Any other purchases, Ricky will turn a timesheet into me. I'll forward that to the judge's office. Even though it's a salary position, he still requires a timesheet per the auditor. Anything will come in before the court, before anything, any major thing is purchased.
It has to be pre-approved and stuff.
Yes, pre-approved, yes.
Yes. Before he does anything, it has to be pre-approved.
And once again, I know this last meeting, some of these people had a promise of a grant. I wish that grant come through. I really do, people, but I'm telling you,
Bill?
we better use what we got.
I'll say it, that was horseshit. we were still under the damn bus on
You know, I tell you, you know, and I'll go ahead and speak now. Prior to our last meeting, we had talked to, people with the State Office of Homeland Security. We had people from, Rand Paul's office looking for grants.
I talked to her myself.
That's, yeah, and jail talk, that's all one of these ladies does is search for grants. And, she came, Regina came up 2 weeks ago, and, so I took her up, we talked to JL. What'd she say about the grants?
No such thing. Out there right now.
But, you know, and that's the thing, you know, that we appreciate people looking for grants and stuff for us. And if there was a grant out there, it would be wonderful. But you know, the only thing Homeland Security told me on that grant is if we could link it to terrorism, then, you know, we could apply for it. And still at that time, they said you may at the most of get $50,000. You know, so
If I'm mistaken, that part of the money was for cybersecurity.
Yes.
And if you don't mind, I'll read the quarter. Anybody can look at my phone. I get your update when your grants come out. This one came in at 10:12 this morning. Need a cyber grant, just what JL said. Good afternoon. FEMA has not yet provided a release of data for the 2024 state and local cyber security grant program. This is an invite for me to watch when it comes out, the problem or the possibilities of applying for this grant. It's an email to me, I'll forward it to anybody. I get these when they come available.
And that's one of the things here is we appreciate input, you know, from the public. If there's something that we can do to better our community and stuff, you know, I'm all for it, you know. But one thing I don't like is somebody coming in and trying to make us look stupid, you know, because we do our homework and we work at what we do. And, you know, I just want to say that.
Originally, that was a FEMA mitigation grant.
Yes.
How long ago was it? We put them in.
And we may add.
We put 2 mitigation grants in the last 3 years. But
No, I meant the original one, the siren grant, for 22 years ago.
Oh, yeah, it was 2001.
Yeah, so it was originally a FEMA mitigation grant that everybody in the county, just like we've done this, pulled it together so we could afford to do it. It was a 10/90 matching grant. We used Park Energy and county employees and fire department, whatever we could find, it's in kind. We wasn't out any money per se. It was all done at work, in kind to get the original 12 people. Now, obviously, since I was the director or whatever, the last administration didn't think it was important to keep those sirens going, and we have found out from the public that it's important to the public. So I make a motion that we hire Ricky to take care of them, because he's the one that helped put the things up before, and let's go for it. We have a problem that we've done that, we've satisfied that problem.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go ahead and proceed on. So we've, motion by JL, second by Ted. All in favor?
That way we can take care of Dennis on that if he wants to work for Ricky in the future. Is that conflict of interest or?
Well, he'd be technically, working for, Rick's Music.
And electronics.
If is that not right, Robert?
If that's what Dennis will, I mean, I think we should.
It's kind of a.
You've been contracting with a person who.
Yeah, it'd be.
You've been contracting with a person who, fiscal court member works for.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's don't do that. Yeah, let's don't do that.
I tell you what, I look at it, I'm sorry, I can't have it, let me look at it.
Okay, yeah, I'd say right now, you know, as far as money and stuff, and I know he's sitting here going, you know, but, you know, we appreciate everything. Oh, yes, totally
You
agree.
asked Robert, that was one of my main concerns yesterday. Dennis has put lots of hours in it.
Yes, sir, and he's done an excellent job, and anybody says he hasn't,
yeah. And we may add, we just put a grant in the other day, and this sales pitch of a grant been proposed, that man and this lady's signatures required on any grant. I can't even sign it as the department head for this mapping. Clarifies it.
All right. So, we've got off 3 or 4 times.
That's
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries. All right. Oh, yeah. Next is the first reading of the 24-25 budget. Anybody have any questions on the budget? All right. Do I have a motion to accept?
Make a motion.
Second? Second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Motion carries, first reading. All right. One of the things Robert, I hope I can do this, but I have a question on Mr. Miles over here. He came in about a sewer or something that's going on.
On Smallwood Road, yeah.
Okay.
Are they proposing to put sewage up Smallwood Road?
I haven't heard of it. That would be a city question. But do you know anything, Dale, on Smallwood Road?
The sewer project anywhere is controlled by who has the water, which would be, Smallwood would be the city of Stanton.
City of Stanton, right.
Anything Clay City's done through either Powell Valley or the city of Clay City.
Yep.
That's the only ones that can do it.
But there's no proposal right now to put the sewage up through Smallwood Hall, correct?
Not through Powell County Fiscal Court.
Okay.
The court has,
Not through us.
court has no say.
I just wondering
They'll have to go.
what was going on with that.
Yeah. No. You might go to the next city council meeting and ask them, or see the mayor or Richard or somebody like that. And ask
I
them.
received a phone call the other day that they said that they're in the newspaper, that it is proposed that Smallwood's getting the sewer project.
Not from us. Not from us.
That's all I wanted to find out.
Yeah. Not that I'm aware.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. All right, next thing, last but not least, we need to go into closed session, per KRS 61.810, subsection 1F. Do I have a motion to go into closed session? Motion by, Dennis, second by Dale, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Likewise. All right, we'll have everybody step out.